the structure of today's episode, basically, we thought we would recap some of our favorite moments from the podcast. And this was really hard to do. You know, this was so hard to narrow down. What up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 27 of Before the Money. This feels good. This feels good.
This is a special episode.
This is real. Why is it so special?
This episode's special because holy shit, 2 episodes ago we hit 25.
Quarter century.
That's
Fucking flew by.
a lot of really interesting people have come through, sat on the couch, had a chat with us. That's a lot of moments. There's a lot of learning in relatively not a long time either, which is the other crazy part of it. We've been pretty consistent.
5 months, man. Coming on to 5 months, not even there yet. And because of how quickly the inception of the idea came about as well, man, like it was like within the same week of the idea we had recorded.
We had what we needed to do, and we were just like, fuck it, let's go. We hit the ground running, really.
Yeah.
And
it's been a pleasure. I want to say that on the record. I know I've said it in previous episodes, but it's been a pleasure. Reese, Scott in the booth as well.
Yeah.
This has been an awesome journey.
It's been a lot of fun.
I'm very, very excited to see what position we're in when we've got 1,000 before our episode names.
That's going to be an absolute trip.
And it's still climbing every time as well. So
yeah. And what I find cool is the physical events, like we really got to continue and even double down on those in the future, because every time we do a physical event, you know, we double our audience because people get a chance to experience it in the flesh.
And that's what also sets us apart. Yeah. It's the fact that not only have we done 25 fucking solid dope episodes, we've also had 2 Before the Money parties. Mm-hmm. We've had a podcast on the road as well. Yeah. Like, we're just kind of breaking down some new barriers.
Like, it's cool. Like, the same we recorded an episode earlier this morning, recapping the band's weekend. And you mentioned how bringing out a song a month has kept you consistent. And us, like, kind of committing to an episode every Tuesday has kept us in here, continuously creating, continuously networking, meeting people, you know, being out, enjoying life. And it's not just to fulfill a podcast, but the podcast has given us that, because everyone falls back on their dreams sometimes. Doesn't matter how much you want your dreams, you fall back. It's human nature. So this has given us that push or that fire that we needed. So the structure of today's episode, basically, we thought we would recap some of our favorite moments from the podcast, and this was really hard to do. You know, this was so hard to narrow down.
Yeah, I was a little cut. I was like, some of my suggestions didn't make the list, but I thought back to the episodes. I was like, it was tough picking. Like,
it was really
these
hard.
These are the best ones, and
and like I learned so much about people that I thought I already knew, and also I learned a lot about people that I had met for the first time on the podcast. You know, and what was really crazy about this situation is that by the end of an episode, it's like, fuck, we're best friends. I've known you for years. You know, it has that effect on people, and it's just instant connection with all our guests, which has been awesome. So, let's jump straight in. We're gonna work from back to front. So, episode number 3, we came out pretty hard the first couple of episodes, didn't we?
Swinging, man.
Yeah, because this
is more our experimental phase. Before the money.
It's the teenage years, and especially like Scott, you definitely didn't slow us down.
No, I very much enjoy saying yes to all your crazy ideas. I'm an enabler.
Yeah, no, definitely. So episode number 3 in particular, we decided to have some of nature's medicine and have a big gulp of mushrooms each before recording. If I think from memory, it was by the time we ended up sitting down, it was like 10 o'clock or something. Yeah. It was quite late, but we were having fun, and I think we all needed that no pressure, because what I've found is, like, although we really almost found this podcast thing quite natural. There was the first few episodes, there was that need to get it right. Whereas this episode was just like, let's just chat, you know?
Have some fun with it too. Because not only was it mushrooms, we also polished up a whole fucking bottle of
Jameson, yeah.
Oh, yeah, look, it was a good one. Every time I come in here and I see these fairy walls, I remember watching them like warping a little bit when I was sitting down and we were about to start. I was so fucking nervous. And then I was looking at this and I was just like, holy shit, I'm way too cooked to be here right now. But then, once we started, the way that it always happens, and if you've been on Before the Money before, you know, the bright lights there, it's a bit nerve-wracking for that first couple of seconds, and then all of a sudden you're just like, and we produced a dope episode.
Exactly. So let's play this. Let's play this recording. This is kind of towards the end of the episode. We start to get a little bit philosophical. 10 years time, what does your life look like? Walk us through your daily routine.
In 10 years time? All right, I'm talking about ideal sense here.
Yeah,
so
this is what we're about.
This is all blown the fuck up, bro.
Before the money, brother.
It's
before
crazy.
the fucking money.
I'm just fucking balling out my fucking eyeballs.
Yeah, that's what we're all heading towards, bro.
I would
no shortage.
Probably get up and take Dolores somewhere. Or my clone of Dolores.
Yeah. The bottle's empty.
Because I'm getting that dog clone. Like,
Dolores in a wheelchair.
So I take my Dolores or Dolores clone to the park nice and early. Again, still getting up early. But then when you come home, you get your workout in. Probably have a bougie ass fucking breakfast because like
just laid out croissants and everything.
I'm like fucking 80 kilos at this point, just shredded muscle. And so we got to get the calories in the morning. And then I have the luxury of then going, what the fuck do I want to do today? I'm like, fuck it. I want to go go-karting all day. I want to take everybody in my circle, hit them all up. I don't give a fuck what you're doing. You're going to work? That's cool. I'll pay you double for what you would have earned today. We're going go-karting on me. Shit like that, bro. That's where I want to be, man. That's what I want to do. So
Scott, we're going go-karting.
I want to go
tomorrow. We might go fucking I don't know.
Fucking paintball.
What's available
everything.
to us 10 years from now? We're gonna go hover car racing tomorrow. You know, it's just shit like that because that's when you're legitimately living free and happy is when you're gonna create the most. So like, in those times where I don't have to, not that I've been there yet, but in those times where I don't have to create anything because like I'm living plush. That's when I'm going to create the most because it's freedom. It's like, I feel fucking good. And when I feel good, I want to sit down in the studio. I want to listen to music.
It's what feeds creativity, you know?
Yeah, man.
It's
true
life.
Freedom.
Life feeds creativity, not the purpose and, work ethic. Like all these things are very, very useful. But at the end of the day, like creativity is boiled up and fueled through the experience of life. Ooh, boom.
Amen.
That's episode 3, man.
That was bars. Straight up.
Came out fucking swinging.
Mushrooms are doing their fucking job, I tell ya.
Yeah, bro. We enjoyed some nice mushrooms on the weekend too, didn't we? I definitely felt refreshed on Monday after them. I was revitalized.
I slept most of Monday.
Shit. I was
recovering. I think that's what we needed at that point to like you said, bring down that barrier to just kind of have let loose a little bit more and have some fun with it. It just really took the pressure off. And I actually listened to that episode again the other day, and the whole episode's like that.
It's good.
It's really high energy the whole way through. It's a lot of fun. Yeah,
episode number 3. Go and check it out. We're going to jump forward a little bit now to
next one.
Episode number 10 with Daisy and Sparks Young. Now, this dude is fucking inspirational.
The money man.
Oh, insane, man. Like,
what the fuck you call it?
Drop shipping.
The drop shipping sex
drop
god.
shipping
That's
sex
the
god.
one. The drop shipping sex
yeah,
god.
like, and he is like, he has no shame in saying how much he loves money because he fucking loves money. You know, he even opens the episode. I remember like Daisy and how do you want our audience to perceive you? He's like, there's nothing fucking wrong with making money. And it's like, it shows because like he works hard and he is very, very happy and enjoys the life that he's built. And he helps other people do the same. So, You know, he's bringing positivity, whatever his motives are.
Teaching it. He's not somebody who's like, you know, I feel like if you, especially just going off what he was saying there, like, so hearing someone talk about money like that, you're probably going to think that they're full of themselves, but he's an absolute sweetheart.
Yeah.
As well, and just wants to teach people.
Really young dude. And like, I found it really interesting. Unfortunately, like, see, one thing that I found with this, finding these clips is like, there's so many amazing moments in these episodes. I didn't know which clips to select. So this is kind of why we're talking about the clips so much, is because there was so much value in each of these episodes, you know? So, hearing kind of his story and how much effort, like almost a year he put into solid work on dropshipping before he got any money out of it, you know? Most sane people would have stopped. And when you got to think about it as well, dropshipping is a new thing. It's not like you're putting all this time and effort into building, you know, a grocery store that everybody knows they work. Dropshipping is new. Dropshipping is, like, for the most people, how the fuck does it work? What even is it? Not a business model.
I find most people don't know what it is.
Yeah, so to put that much dedication, nearly a year's long, into something before getting any money back, and we're going to hear this exact moment when that year's work kind of came to fruition. Should we just play it?
Let's go for it.
Yeah, let's play it.
Yeah, and then I went to the bed the next day and I was like, nah, this has to work, man. Like, it's got to work. I woke up the next day and I'd made like $300 in revenue and I had spent around, I think it was like $15 or $20 on ads.
Wow.
So the ROI on that was ridiculous. So I had, I don't know how much, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I probably made like $180.
Yeah.
And like $180, like I would look at $100 and think that was like, I could do so much with that. But I just made this in my sleep. And I didn't have to work 12 hours a day. I didn't have to physically touch anything, like hard labor. And I just woke up and man, that hit me so hard.
Yeah.
I remember going to the gym and I was just in the gym listening to like Lil Uzi and I just started like really getting emotional. I was like, I'm not going to have to go to another job again. Yeah. I'm not going to have to go to another job. I'm going to be able to do whatever the fuck I want for the rest of my life. And this is it. This is where it starts. And it was just all hitting me like through my head. I was like, so many people said that I couldn't do it. So many people. And like my closest the surroundings were just not believing in me. And like, it just hit me so hard. And I was like, nah, I got to stop this session. I got to go home. And I mean, I went home, I was so emotional. And then I just saw my mom and I just gave her the biggest hug and started like tearing up. And it was I had worked so long with no results and worked so hard for it. And I mean, that was one of the best days of my life was the moment where I realized that I've done what I put my mind to something and it actually worked. And I'm never going to have to go back to what I didn't want to do before.
Fucking powerful.
Yeah.
It's cool watching him relive it. Like you're saying, look at his smile. It's because he's like,
he was so gassed
tripping,
up then.
just like, yes.
Like,
God,
of course.
do it again.
Yeah, legit. And like, to give you a little bit of context, he then proceeded to tell us about the stores that have worked, you know, multiple or hundreds of $1,000s a week and stuff like that at like 22 years old. And like, that takes in itself to have access to that kind of money at such a young age takes a certain amount of growth and maturity. But he like made his mistakes with it when he got rich, you know. Yeah. He definitely had to battle with his ego through that process, just like all of us. Like, if I came into kind of that kind of money, like, there's lots of shit I want, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I got a long list. But
he's very, very, because, you know, I've definitely watched his followings, like, on social media and stuff. I definitely pay attention to what he's up to. And since that episode 2, it's been nothing but growth from him. He's been growing his e-com academy and stuff and just, you know, starting to get the testimonials come through of where he's teaching what basically led him to that moment that he was just talking about.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's passing that on, which is awesome. And
yeah, of course. And it's cool, like, that we get to watch, like, the community members, like, from before the money go off and do other things. And hopefully a lot of them come back on the show in, say, 6 months or 12 months after their episode, and we get to document their growth.
Yeah.
You know, which I'm excited for. So let's keep moving, I think. So where are we moving to? The very next episode, number 11.
Interstellar launch party. All right. So this is This is a good one of my favorite ones, because we were coming back and we were on a high after having played an awesome show for Interstellar Music Are Good.
This is our second gig, wasn't it?
Second gig. We went out to Warwick, middle of nowhere essentially, and put on an awesome show, played with some awesome bands, and just still one of the highlights of my life that night.
Yeah.
It was just such a good time. And then this was our first, this wasn't the first recap. We recapped Warwick.
Second.
So there's Thirsty Chiefs. So this was the second recap.
Yeah.
Knew what to go into and made a dope episode in my head.
Yeah, because we after our first gig, we did a little bit of a recap, more so to kind of say thank you, and give a bit of a shout out to everyone that kind of helped us. And we found, because we went in there and we just did the one section, you know, we cut it down to 25 minutes. The energy was so high. We got in, we said what we needed to say. It was on point. Scott chimed in a lot from the booth. You know, it just naturally had structure. We also had footage as well to incorporate into them. And we got lots of feedback straight out the gate that people liked that we were bringing them into the situations that we had experienced, which is cool. So we've actually just finished another gig recap. We filmed it just before. Like we were saying. So, yeah, this particular part that we're going to listen to, we have kind of this habit of doing little stuff ups sometimes when we do performances, but the audience never guesses. So this particular recording is another one of those stuff ups that you're going to hear about now. So I'll play it for you. And a little bit of a disclosure as well, because I don't think really many people in the crowd noticed, but we fucked up.
We fucked Ferris up.
Like big time.
It was
Such a
one.
good weekend. Bro.
It was so close to being like a disastrous
Complete write-off.
fuck up.
Yeah.
Like it was quite early on too, like going into like the first chorus, I think.
No, it was the first verse, man. From the start, we start off fucked up.
We came in like, I don't know, it was too slow or too quick. I can't
Yeah.
remember.
We lost our time, and I remember because we have the click playing, we play with the click.
I just let you
through
run a
headsets.
cappella for a little bit.
Yeah, so I noticed that I was out of time with the click, and I was trying to find it again, and I was trying to like keep the lyrics coming out, but also try and adjust them to find the click again. And then I heard Scott and Jack both drop out. So
Yeah.
then it was
See ya.
just
That was
me
pure
backing
terror.
and click, and I was like,
Sorry, dude.
fuck. Because we've done that
Exactly.
in rehearsal before,
Yeah.
and the track died. Like we
Yeah.
had to stop or like completely start again. And so I heard you guys drop out, and I was like,
No,
oh,
not on set day.
please,
Yeah.
no. And the set had gone so well too.
Yeah.
But it was coming up to a chorus, and I was like, the chorus is coming. I just got to fucking hold it until that chorus comes. And I know the boys will be there. And then like fucking magic, the chorus comes back in, and we come in so
Yeah,
hard.
big old drum fill.
We'll drop a 10-second clip for you right now.
Of that moment, watch this shit. Trippy as fuck.
Nearly 10,000 plays.
How
Run it
fucking
up.
dope was that?
Should put
Crazy
another
thing
gap in
about
there.
it though, when
We
you
should.
listen to
Sounded
that,
good.
that
We're
sounds
so
so
close to
purposeful,
10K.
which is the thing that blows my mind.
Yeah.
Is it was so close to being a dire fuck up, but it made Ferris so much more punchy because we get the drop off right before the chorus. I'm considering even putting that in.
I
just
think that's
making
how
that
we do
part
it
of
from now
That's
on.
what
Yeah,
I'm
we
saying.
have it now.
Yeah.
I planned one maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, fuck, that takes me back, man. And it wasn't that long ago, but it feels like a lifetime ago.
It was like, because we had so long before we could play because
Yeah.
of the missed gigs and stuff, but felt good to be back because that was the last time we played.
Yeah,
before.
and we were a three-piece back
Friday.
then. Hey, Scotty.
That was before
Yeah, that was
the
early
boys.
days.
Yeah, holy
on,
shit.
On the bass.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Do you miss bass?
I sort of. I do prefer guitar, man. I sort of play bass a bit wrong anyway. I use my thumb like an idiot. and man, Gary's voice as well. William, sorry.
No,
yeah.
what does he prefer? Jared?
Oh yeah, or Mark, whatever's going. I think.
Who knows?
Oh,
Mysterious
chaos.
character
But yeah,
floats around.
he adds another dimension with the harmonies and
Yeah.
all of that. Like, yeah, I got a lot of compliments from people on the weekend talking about how you guys were working really well together, and it's nice when it just works.
Yeah, it is.
There's a couple of moments I was watching videos back, and because like I couldn't really hear too much of his, but from the videos, it being played out the front, you really could. And I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh shit.
And he was in
Fuck,
too. Like
yeah,
he had a good
sounds
night.
so
his,
good.
his pipes were on.
Yeah, and he really got set in as well. You know, like when his confidence was just really shining, especially at like Vinny's. Like he got right into it.
I think it's just another one of those moments. Like we're all alike it a little bit, but I think the pressure brings the best out in all
straight
of
up,
us.
yeah.
eh?
Just
Yeah.
paint on the brave face and give it your all.
Mhm.
It's basically
Fuck
the
yeah.
only thing you can do. Hey, because like if you got a gig booked, like you just got to get out and fucking do your
well,
best.
That's what I was getting real nervous in the build up to the
Yeah.
nerve one, and I was like, just having those thoughts, like, how am I going to get out of this? I was just like, what do you mean, bro? Like, you signed the dotted line, man. It's happening either way, so just shut the fuck up. Don't even like. For a long time, I wasn't nervous about it because I was just telling myself, just like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, it's happening whether you like it or not. So. There we go.
Fucking hell. Well, man, we might as well head to the first interlude.
Yeah, right. Let's
We
do it.
busted through that. You know, I'm liking this flow.
Three of them down too.
Yeah, 3 of them down. Epic. We'll see you guys in a second.
Back on track.
What up, team? Welcome back. Thank you for hanging around the brief interlude. We are going to jump straight
Where are we headed next?
to episode 12 with Zachary McFarlane. This was a really interesting one because this is the first time I kind of caught up with Zach for a long time. I knew him from school, and I really need to get some water here, man. I just got the pasties bad.
Can you sort us out, bro?
I can I'll get a big bottle.
Ladies and gentlemen, there was no drugs taken in the making of this podcast.
Oh my god.
All right.
How horrible is that?
That's
Before the money becomes ASMR.
heinous.
What's up? Thank you for hanging around the brief interlude.
Boom. We back.
We're going to jump straight into episode number 12 with our good friend Zachary McFarlane.
Zach McFarlane.
Yeah, man. This was a really cool one because it was the first time I caught up with Zach in ages. But we'd known each other from school. We rode together. But hearing his story, like hearing his school experience, having experienced it alongside him, but hearing it from his perspective was really interesting. You know, because he didn't have it easy, especially kind of junior school, middle school and stuff like that. He didn't have it easy at all. So it was interesting to hear it from his perspective, but it was also very uplifting to hear how he perceived that experience and how strong it's made him now, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's why that episode is called Becoming Bulletproof. Because like that's what I got from that, you know.
No, and he really is. And I hadn't seen Zach since I had left school. But yeah, it was a trip coming in and seeing him all grown up. But since that
And the
podcast,
mo.
we've become really close, like really good friends. And yeah,
He's
it was
coming-
super interesting to have that introduction into who he is as a good friend of mine now, was hearing his story right off the
true.
bat.
Well, that goes back to what I was saying before about, you know, after an episode, you feel like you're best friends with the guests because you know so much about them. And they're like, because this is such an open and clear space, they feel safe to open up and be honest about the way they actually view things and how it's affected them. So you get to know someone pretty quickly when they're sitting on the sofa. It's interesting.
And Zach has had a super interesting life. So and he's very good at telling it too. So the episode was amazing.
Yeah, true. But he did get sidetracked. But that made for
But it's good.
that made for the episode though, because we were talking about deep things, and because we kind of could laugh about how kind of jumbled it was, it made for a really lighthearted episode, if that makes sense. But we got to talk about very heavy things.
And we got a lot of additional stuff that you probably wouldn't have got to if we'd been straight down the pipe.
Exactly.
With it, so.
You get a whole the whole roadmap. So let's jump in and listen to it, hey? What I'm thinking is a lot of your kind of clearest thoughts came through when you were training. You know, and that's kind of, I'm getting this sense that that's also why you were drawn to it, because it was almost like a moment of peace for you.
Yeah.
Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, it's the thing. I honestly, this is why one day I want to start up my own gym, and like I really want to focus on being like for young kids and stuff, because obviously without gym I would be nothing. Like I'd be gone, because I would have learned to just like if you just keep going, like you're gonna get gains, you're gonna get more. You know what I mean? Even though it's difficult, like once you learn that and you beat that into yourself every day, but once you figure, like you can just like you just got to teach yourself. I saw a quote the other day. I never got on Instagram, but I saw a quote and it's just like, learn to do hard things. Like just it's like sounds so simple to say, but like it's
a muscle you need to work.
Like, yeah,
it's
like
a
muscle
anything.
you need to work, because the more you know how to do that, like, because people can learn how to do like shit things, like boring things, like packing boxes and all this sort of shit. But like learning to do things that are actually like mentally, physically, like pursuits, you know, have a mission and have a goal and try to get to the end of it. Like that's
and to see it through to the end as well. You know, so many people get to 95%, but they don't realize the last 5% is where the gold is hidden.
100%.
Learn to do hard things.
It's an absolute gem.
Just like when we started doing this podcast, it was uncomfortable.
I don't know if I'd be able to get on stage at Bazaar if I didn't have things like this that I did as well that also put me out of the comfort zone and stuff.
Yeah, and you're acting and you're modeling. And so our last little clip is of a very recent episode with two friends, Abby and Liz. They are starting a podcast called Don't Be Awkward. Now, this was a really interesting episode because we also, we recorded this one at the second block party. Straight off the bat, it was a very high energy dynamic outside. We were kind of drinking, we were having fun. They were very, very nervous. They were nervous. They talked to us about that beforehand. But when we actually sat down and we started the podcast, it just flowed so naturally.
You never would have guessed that they were nervous at all. I had a feeling that they were going to absolutely crush it from the moment we suggested doing a podcast with them, and they absolutely came and they brought it. And definitely one of my favorite episodes that we've done through the entirety of it.
It was so much fun. And like we had lots of people message us about that as well. I think overall, just the energy was really nice. It was such a cool vibe at the party as well.
It was a amazing night, and that just spilled over into the episode.
Yeah, exactly. There's so much support, and like this ties in as well from the previous section we just listened to with Zach. We didn't mention his company Horizon. So he has like adventure vehicles. He's in the process of finishing off a combi van. So he's going to be adding that to the fleet soon. And basically you can just hire them on Camplify. And so what he did at the party is he brought one of his like Jimneys, fully set up the tent. We set out some sofas and we set up like a mock campsite as well, because we auctioned off, or not auctioned off, but we gifted off a weekend away, which actually went to Tom and his girlfriend, the singer of The Ropes.
The Ropes. Shout out.
So yeah, it's really cool how everything's kind of coming full circle. So let's play this section from Don't Be Awkward, episode 24.
It's a good one.
We talked about some weird. So I'll give you a bit of a background to what Don't Be Awkward is kind of intending to do. So they are.
No. Play it first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Play it first. Play
All
it
right.
first.
What do you say, Scott?
Roll it.
All right.
Roll the clip.
The thing that scares me about foreskin is dick cheese.
That's
That's
why
only
I'm
if they don't
doing it.
shower.
If he's smelly, I don't want
I
fucking
don't
part
know
of
that.
it.
No,
Do
but
you
if
wanna
you're
take the
going,
chance?
you're going on a night
Hygiene.
out, you guys
Feel
are
personally
fucked up.
attacked.
You go back to his.
Been
Like, are
dancing
you
all
going to be
night.
like,
That's why
motherfucker,
I'm-
can you have a shower first,
That's
please,
why
if you've
I'm
got
scared.
foreskin? Is
One
that a
bad
conversation?
experience, and that's all it needs, and then you're scarred for life. And I'm telling you, I'm scarred for fucking.
What if he doesn't shake enough times? You know, like it's just catching way too much.
I'm
It's not
fine.
about
That's
it.
why I'm not
I
about
agree.
it. I don't do
I
turtlenecks
agree.
in the fashion sense, in the dick sense. That's it.
Oh,
Love
fuck.
it.
I'm so keen for your podcast.
We are gonna be
Shit.
touching
Oh
on
my
some
God.
shit,
I'm
man.
gonna
I'll tell
get
you that
so much trouble.
much. So much trouble.
So-
She might not be a primary school teacher after this,
I don't
guys.
think anyone's gonna
On
hold
to
me.
bigger and better things. Oh, shit.
Oh, that's a good clip. That's a good time.
There was
Oh.
nothing politically correct about that episode.
Oh, no, that was good fun. I'm very excited for Don't Be Awkward to come into fruition. Come on, girls, let's make it happen. Let's go.
Yeah, literally.
We're
And-
waiting on it. Even my mum hit me up and she was like, I'm keen for their podcast. Well, let me know when they're doing it. So
Yeah, it has to happen. It has to happen really soon. I've been like talking to them about it as well, because I really want it to happen, and I'm interested to see what guests they get on, because with
Yeah.
this kind of dynamic, you can make a good environment with, just interesting people that have a funny way of looking at things.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to. Your guests don't have to be anything special, even though everybody is special in their own way. I don't mean it like that, but doesn't have to be big name guests to make great
Yeah.
episodes.
they're going to nail it.
Yeah, I think so too. So basically, if you didn't get the idea from that little clip, they're looking at opening a conversation around stigmatized topics like sexuality, all that kind of stuff, because Abby is a primary school, well, soon to be primary school teacher that had a bad experience teaching sex ed to a grade 5 class. And so she just kind of had the idea, why can't we make that conversation normal? Because it's not here in Australia.
Yeah, definitely not.
And I also remember Denny from Peach Fur, after we walked out from our podcast, because I was talking to him when we were playing the beer pong, and he's like, bro, you guys were talking about some fucking weird shit in there. Yeah, no, that event was really cool, and like people had so much fun, and what was amazing as well, there was so much talent around, and that's what's amazing about Before the Money. People are realizing it as a hub for ambitious people. And ambitious people tend to be talented in a number of things. It's the nature of it. So when we have those events, like there's highly skilled musicians in the live room just jamming, like swapping
out.
around, like Harrison Norris, who's coming on an episode, probably the next one after this, actually. He's highly skilled in business and stuff like that. We'll touch on that in his episode. But he stepped up to the mic, and, you can attest to it. You weren't expecting what he just pulled off.
He fucking stepped up to the mic and fucking dropped bars on everybody.
Legit.
To the point that everybody around the room was just looking at each other like, are you fucking hearing this shit? Because, like, he doesn't look like the guy that's going to come up and do it. And he fucking shredded everyone.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It was sick.
And that's why it's rad just having a big like cesspool of random people that are all open, creative, like happy to just hang out and have a chat. Doesn't really matter what your background is, as long as you like sort of be yourself and don't overthink it. It's like have the instruments set up and just see what happens.
This reminiscing is gonna bring a tear to my eye, but I think I'm very, very happy with the format of this episode. We experimented with something
Something a bit different.
a bit different. And if you are listening to this, go and check it out on YouTube, because you're going to be able to see the visuals. We've kind of done like a little bit of a live commentary to a certain extent as well.
Yeah.
I suppose, on us experiencing these memories with you. So I just want to formally thank you. If you're tuning in for the first time, welcome to Before the Money. If you are a long-time listener, thank you so much. I love that our community is growing, both in the real world and the metaverse, because this is only the beginning, really. Like, I'm learning so much, you're learning so much, we're all growing so much through this experience. So I'm in it for the long haul, and I'm fucking excited.
Thank you guys for coming along this journey with us. We appreciate it. Love you. 25 fucking episodes in the bag. You're watching 27, so we still going.
Another 25 and beyond.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
we'll see you again at 50, but also in 28.
What should we do for episode 100?
A big nude run.
Big noodle.
Something like it. We'll do something cray.
Yeah, we'll definitely
We'll
host
start
a party.
plotting it out. If you've got ideas, hit us up.
Yeah,
Because
if you got any ideas for episode 100,
it'll be a big old party, but there's gonna be something
Yeah.
special about it too.
So I'm going to be a bit shameless here because if you enjoy listening to Before the Money and you believe that someone else would enjoy listening to it, please take a little screenshot of what you're listening to right now. Post it anywhere you feel like. Print it out. Stick it to your cat. Whatever you want to do. Share it to someone. Morse code, whatever it takes. Just share it with someone.
Cats do get around. The cat one's really good. Sticking shit to cats.
I would suggest glow in the dark printing though, because they tend to be nocturnal.
Yeah, definitely.
But something to think about. Appreciate it. Love you guys. Good
Have
night.
a good night.
Before the Money.
Let's fucking go.
Let go.